Oh, hello. Today we're going to talk about the Space Marine Scouts that were revealed at Nova Open without any mention whatsoever of Kill Team. So what's going on? Like a fool, I stayed up till 2 in the morning last night to watch the Nova Open stream, knowing there would be no Kill Team stuff. I like to watch it, and I summarise it in the Discord, and I post pictures for the people in the Discord, and it doesn't always end up being a video. Going through everything, unless I think it's going to be particularly relevant to the people who view my channel. But this is Kill Team adjacent, so this bit warrants a little bit of chat. Now, why is it Kill Team adjacent? Well, there was a Valorant rumour that everybody, I include myself in this, but everybody in the sort of Kill Team commentary app basically went, yeah, we are all totally convinced that the first box of Season 3 will be Scouts versus Striking Scorpions. We knew that Kill Team wasn't featured in the Nova lineup, so we were all kind of expecting not to see hide nor hair of a Space Marine Scout. So quite surprised came out of left field when the new Space Marine Scouts were shown off as part of the general Space Marine preview for Big 40k during the Nova Open. So there are three possibilities here, all right? Possibility number one is Valorant was just totally wrong, or his source was wrong, and the box one for Season 3 is something totally different. We can go back to rumouring Kasa-chans versus Lictors in a jungle, if that would bring you joy, you know. Or GW have decided to show them off now, the Scout models, and then in a week or so they'll say, well, of course, the first place you'll be able to buy your Space Marine Scouts is in this giant Kill Team box, and so they'll show the models off. Then they won't release them separately, but they'll release the codex with the rules in, and then they'll release the Kill Team box, and then 40k players will raid it. That's a possibility. Or a third possibility is they're coming out as a 40k boxed product quite soon, and then they'll show up later for Kill Team, potentially with an additional sprue, you know, because by that point there'll be an existing plastic kit with an upgrade sprue. Now that's would be interesting because, of course, the pattern that we have is that the first box of a new season of Kill Team has two brand new plastic kits, and the upgrade sprues don't kick in until later on. Maybe Space Marine Scouts aren't in the first box. Maybe they're in the second box. Maybe Valorant got confused. Who can say? Maybe they're just going to deviate from what they normally do, and they're going to put an upgrade sprue in that first box. Really, no idea, no way of knowing. But do let me know. Do let me know in the comments which of those three scenarios you think is more likely, because ultimately I'm actually not that sure, right? I'm genuinely not that sure. Let's have a little look at how Scouts would work, though. If we assume, so for the rest of this video, we're going to assume that they're going to come to Kill Team pretty well as is, you know, so they're going to reveal later on down the line, hey, we previewed these Scouts, but actually they're coming to Kill Team first. Do I think this is the most likely? Perhaps. But I definitely think it's the one with the most content for a YouTube video. So, based on the preview, and what was said in the preview, and what's written on Warcom, we kind of expect the following. So we'll get 5 to 10 models. So I'm expecting this to be a 10 model team. Each model can be armed with a bolter, an Astarte shotgun, or a bolt pistol and combat knife. Okay, we've also seen parts for a sergeant with a chainsword and a bolt pistol. No alternate loadouts, so a bit undercooked for a Kill Team leader, I would have thought. But, you know, a gunner with a heavy bolter, a gunner with a missile launcher, a sniper, but everything we've seen points to the fact that you get one sniper in the box, right? One. And then I'm just going to get my laser pointer so you see what I'm saying. Some sort of specialist up here who clearly has a grapnel launcher from the Reavers. Now, this isn't ever mentioned in the text. This guy's just here. It could be this is a cosmetic part. It could be that they have 10 of these in the box, and you can give them to all of your Scouts. But it seems at least possible to me that this is a specialist option for Kill Team. Let me know what you think in the comments, right? So I would assume that we're going to get a 10 model team. Each, you know, you'll get a heavy bolter gunner, a missile launcher gunner, a sniper, this mobility specialist, right? your boss, okay, and then 5 troopers that can be armed with bolter or shotgun or bolt pistol and combat knife, your choice. Now let's have a little look at what we already know about scouts. So we're going to travel back in time here to the compendium. And the last time we saw scouts, they were an 8 wound team with an extra wound on the leader, with a 4-up save, 3 defense dice, 2 APL, a GA of 1, a move of 3 circle, and generally the sergeant is hitting on 2s, the scouts are hitting on 3s, but 2s with the shotgun, the sniper's hitting on 2s, of course, and the hitting on 3s. Now, I think that the stats are unlikely to change. I think that scouts will keep BS3. I know they've been taking BS3. They took it away from Scions. They didn't give it to Kazakin. The difference between scouts and those things is scouts don't have plasma guns. They don't have melter guns. They don't even have a plasma pistol for their sergeants. They have a heavy bolter, right? But that is only P1, and they're going to get a crack missile. AP1, right? So they're not going to have those very deadly weapons. So to balance that, maybe they'll be a bit more reliably hitting with the weapons that they have. Now, I can't see that they're going to change that many things from Compendium in terms of the data cards, okay? I could see the Sergeant's Chainsword, especially if it ends up being the only weapon. I could see the Chainsword getting a little buff to be made into an Astartes Chainsword. Which I think is an extra dice of attack, right? Like five dice. 5 dice hitting on 2s, 4, 5 rather than 4. I could see the Sergeant getting that. The Sniper. Now remember, in the Compendium team, you could take 3 snipers, and you could take a sniper rifle on your sergeants. I could see the sniper going up to mortal wounds 3, to match him with other sniper rifles we've seen. So heavy, silent, 3-3, hitting on 2s, 4 dice, but mortal wounds 3. And just like the Kazakin, he's got the camo cloak, where you can retain 2 dice in cover. I think that's fine, okay. And then we get the heavy gunner. I'm assuming you get to choose both in your team, so you get 1 heavy bolter and 1 missile launcher. I don't think anything there will change. And the actual scouts, so you got the shotgun, 4 dice hitting on 2s, 4-4, but with a range limitation. Bolt gun, you lose a point of damage, you hit on a 3, but you get the full range. Bolt pistol combat knife, so it's a bolter with a range limitation, but you trade it out for a knife with an extra attack. Now, I think those are quite good in a system without points. Those 3 options are quite balanced. I think the shotgun will be popular. I think the bolter will be reasonably popular. Are you going to trade the range on your bolter for an extra attack with your knife? Maybe if you want to roster deep with these guys and buy a lot of scouts, maybe you take different things on Into the Dark. I can see the shotguns being really popular. Hitting on 2s, 4-4 damage. Yeah, you're trading off the range, but I would think, I obviously don't know the special rules, I would think I'd be taking a shotgun, unless I really felt that I wanted a bolter for the range, looking at the map and looking at where I was going to have to deploy stuff. But bear in mind, you're going to have your sniper and your 2 heavy weapons to sit around and do range stuff, so I think shotguns are probably the way to go with these. Could be wrong, but I think shotguns are going to be the way to go, if this is what they go for. Now, I realise this is probably a solved thing that I'm rambling about, because people have probably played Compendium Scouts and can cast their mind back 2 years and remember what they decided to do. Now, I've put here the Reaver grapnel launcher equipment from Morok, right? Because we've got that one guy that appears to have a grapnel launcher. Just to remind everybody what a grapnel launcher does. So each time you ascend or descend a terrain feature when climbing, the first vertical distance of 3 circle it travels is counted as circle for that climb. The operative does not need to be within black of a physical and climbable part of terrain feature in order to climb it. If you drop, the intended location can be any vertical distance on the level it occupies, and each time it drops, it counts any vertical distance it travels as half that drop. Do you know what this tells me? If this is coming with this, And if these are going to be the focus of the first box, it feels unlikely that there's not going to be climbable vantage point stuff in the terrain set for box one. Just throwing that out there, right? Because it does seem like you've got these guys here with this ability. Now, it's just one guy that has this ability all the time. Is that worth it? I think that might be a reasonably good specialist. Yeah, for sure. Now, I've made some other notes. Let's just have a look here and sure I've covered all my points. So compared to Compendium, you are losing the ability to take 3 snipers and a sniper sergeant. I do think they'll help that by buffing the mortal wounds on the 1 sniper that you get. You gain your mobility operative. You retain BS3, but you don't have any really exciting weapons. So this is going to be one of those. If you remember I tend to revisit in the next couple of weeks my big way of looking at the teams where we had Horde and Elite, but then also kind of stats-based and trick-based. This is one of those tricky-based teams that would live or die by its special rules. And what I've been totally unable to do here is guess at what those special rules might be. But we have been here before with the Phobos, when the Phobos were previewed. And I think I put a video out going, how will you kill teams with the Phobos kill team? Because you look at it and there's, no plasma guns, no melter guns, no grenade launchers. There's nothing on the models where you look at the piece of plastic in front of you and go, oh yes, there's my lethality. Right? Now, Phobos are currently in a really good place. Ace just won the Warhammer World Golden Ticket tournament with Phobos right now. Okay, you can make the argument that doesn't mean anything because Ace could win a tournament with the worst possible team because he's the best possible player. But at the same time, if that's what in his mind he thinks he wants to take for a 6-round tournament to secure himself a free holiday in the States, probably there's something to Phobos, right? So another team in that kind of design space could potentially work really well with the right special rules and abilities behind them, right? So similar to Phobos, but with APL 2 instead of APL 3, but with 10 man instead of 6. I can't think. I had a look through the compendium, and previously, when they've made Space Marine teams, you've been able to look through the compendium and go, oh, well, in the compendium there was this equipment that was for these, and there was this ploy that these could do. There's nothing in there in terms of ploys and equipment that was specially for the scouts. So it's really hard for me to look through it and go, oh yeah, this is what they'll flesh out for the scouts to make into a special rule. All this being said, I could see a world in which these come out as a box in September, and then later down the line they come out again as a kill team box, and we add some kind of comms, ore specs, medic, and maybe something for the sergeant like a power sword or a plasma pistol, just on the upgrade sprue that you can add on, and a different head, like an old guy head, so you can have like a veteran sergeant on your scouts maybe. I could see that as well. It depends which way they go. I'm not sure. Hopefully I've occasioned you to think about it. So what do you think? Are these guys coming to kill team at all? This whole video could be based on it's based on nothing. I still think they are, right? I do think they are, but this whole thing of them being previewed with no mention of kill team as a purely 40k thing has been a little weird. More importantly, I guess, are you excited for Scouts? Are they a faction that you want to put on the table? So, for those of you that have looked on Best Coast Pairings, I came last at the Warhammer World, the Golden Ticket event. And there'll be a full tournament report coming probably at the weekend, unless they drop some really big news on Sunday. But I am looking at the moment for a new team and a new paradigm to mix it up and shift it around a bit, right? See if something else clicks with me. Maybe that's Scouts. I don't think so. But maybe for you, maybe Scouts is the thing that you're looking at and going, yeah, 10 models, BS3, these are the scions I've always wanted. Okay, they don't have plasma guns. Okay, they don't have melter guns, but I've got a really cool sniper. I've got a heavy bolter, right? I've got a missile launcher. I could make that work. Let me know. And if you're not subscribed, one of the best things that you can do to help out my channel is to subscribe. I would really appreciate that a lot. Leaving a comment and pressing the like button also. Well, I'm still at the point, the channel's still small enough where I can respond to every single comment. And unless you write something really horrible, I genuinely do try and respond to nearly every single comment. Okay? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You make the call. Consider joining the Discord. If you're on the Discord last night, you got treated to my on-the-fly analysis of all the Nova Open previews at 2 in the morning. And I want to say a big thank you to all my channel members who joined through the YouTube membership link. There is a link in the description, and there's a button down there somewhere as well. That involves giving me a small amount of money every month, but you get to watch all the Tuesday night hobby streams back at your leisure. Very occasionally there's exclusive videos, which are a bit more off the cuff and rambly, if you can imagine such a thing. And early videos. So I'm about to put the finishing touches to my tournament report today. It's on my job list for today. As soon as it's done, members will get to see it. The rest of you guys won't see it until, Sunday night, if it doesn't get bumped from the schedule by some news, right? So you get that kind of stuff as well. So consider that if you just need more tabletop impulse rambling in your life. I do especially have to thank Nightfall_EDH, who subscribed at the highest tier and has therefore paid for himself to have a shout out at the end of every single video. If you want to dilute his influence over the channel, there's only one thing to do. If you also join at the highest tier, he'll become one among many. And we'll have to think about Nightfall EDH for slightly less seconds at the end of every video. Although, he's a lovely guy, so why would you want that? Okay, cheerio. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.